welcome. If today is your first time of coming across my YouTube page, BNB TV, you are welcome. Please subscribe, and as you do so, God bless you. And if you're watching me on Facebook, you want to switch to YouTube, you're very welcome to do so. I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube as well. My YouTube handle is BNB TV, and I'm on Facebook as Keeping Up with BNB. And on Instagram, I'm simply Posh Queen BNB. And of course, I am your queen, my queen. All right. Of course, you're welcome to this beautiful and noble platform. Okay. So yeah, before we start, may our God take absolute control of whatever we're going to be talking about here today. May you take the sense in it. May you see what we're talking about, understand it, and put it into a good use. In Jesus' name. I cover myself on this platform with the blood of Jesus. And you are welcome as you do so. And may God bless you and grant you all that you need to hear as you join us on this topic today. What were we talking about today? Like I said earlier, we are talking about relationship between siblings, all right? And like I put there in the title for this topic today is many parents are the reason why there is a beef between their children. The beef between children, between siblings. Trust me, many parents started it not knowing it. Some of them even know. Yes, I am. Of course, I am. Peter Etinosa, I am in health profession. Yes. Many parents are the reason for the beef between their children. The reason why many families. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube, please thumbs up this video. And as you do so, God bless you. God bless you. And of course, let me share. You can share my YouTube to your Facebook page. Anyway, just share. Let people know we're on YouTube as well, and follow and subscribe, of course. So yes, the reason why many siblings find it hard to get along. Sometimes you see some siblings and you are wondering, especially for you who have a good background, who have good relationship with your siblings, and you're wondering, like, how can siblings be fighting like this? How can siblings be eating themselves up like this? Why are siblings so against each other? Why are they not happy for each other? Trust me, one of the biggest problem, the architect of the problem of many siblings, the reason why they are not bonding, why their bond is nothing to write home about, is their parent. It started from the foundation, which is their parent, their upbringing. You are here, you are a parent. I need you to sit back down and listen to me. You are a parent of little children. Your children are not grown yet. They are very small now. Listen, this is the time to build a solid foundation. When your kids are little, when your children are very young, that is the time to build a solid bond between them as siblings. Because they grow to a stage, when they grow to that stage, when they start beefing each other, when they start seeing each other as competition, as a result of what you have caused, not knowing it. Or some of you even know it, but you don't care. I'm going to be pointing out some of the things that you do, probably not even knowing that you're doing it in this video today. Please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. This is about you. This is about your family. Every good parent wants a unique bond between their children. Whether they are alive or dead, they want that bond to stay, to continue. I mean, family is everything. And families start from the tree. And the tree of every family is the parents. The parents are the vine. The children are the branches. How they connect depends on the vine, which is the parents. And the reason why a lot of children, a lot of siblings are at each other, going at each other, hating on each other's success, not wanting to be around each other, that is fighting over, things that you that have a very solid, good siblings relationship. You look at it and wonder, like, what's going on here? Are they crazy? No, they are not crazy. It is a foundation that was built right from the onset. And it has to do with their parents. Yes, whether as the mother, and when I say parent, I'm talking about both father and mother. The siblings between, the relationship between siblings have 99.999% to do with their parental upbringing, how their parents relate with them, how their parents communicated with them, how their parents make them see themselves, all right? How their parents brought them up. It has a lot to do with it. And a lot of young parents, I'm going to fall victim of this same thing. A lot of you watching me, you're doing all these things that I'm going to point out today, you don't even know. And sometimes, because the children are in that stage right now where they cannot fully express themselves how they feel, or maybe they are so afraid because of the way you bring them up, especially when it has to do with African parents, they have this notion that a child must not speak back or talk back when the mother or the father is talking to them. They take away, African parents have a way of taking away a child freedom to expression. Yeah. African parents have this mentality that makes them think or believe that when a child expresses themselves by verbally correcting an impression that you are creating in their head or telling you how you are affecting them as a parent, they see it as an insult, as a stubborn child. African parents often at time take away their children freedom of expression because they see it as insult. They see it as disrespectful. They see it as disrespectful. That's where you see when these children, they buckle it in, they hide their freedom because the freedom for them to express themselves, how they are feeling at that time is being taken away from them. All right, they buckle it in. And then when they grow, when the bond is supposed to be thicker, bigger, stronger, they fall apart and start going at each other, start hitting each other so hard, start hating on each other. It is not their fault most of the time. And in most cases, even these children end up having a mental breakdown as a result of this. Yeah, many of them end up having a mental breakdown. Some of your children are even depressed as a result of this. You have no idea. Like, they are troubled. They don't want to talk to you about anything because they know you will not understand anyway. You will not understand. I'm going to be doing a topic about childhood depression. Yeah, I will do a topic about that. God help me tomorrow. I want to do a topic about childhood depression, teenagers depression, different stages of depression and how they handle it, how you need to pay attention to know. Remember this topic, I am a relationship, like I said, marriage and relationship counselor. We'll talk about relationship, not just relationship between husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, friendship, relationship between you as a woman to your children, relationship between you as a man to your children, all right? Relationship between father and children, mother and children, siblings. Very, very important, because that is your solid, that's a foundation to how you even end up having relationship with other people. People who have no good relationship with their siblings, people you grow up in the same household together, you are cat and rat. Trust me, people like that, most of the time, 85% of the time, it's difficult for them to maintain relationship outside, whether as friends, as whatever. Trust me, it is hard. It is hard because there's a lot of feeling buckled inside. Sometimes they are even reacting as a result of what they've experienced in their childhood, growing with their own siblings. They are projecting it out there on the relationship that they are in now, either as your friends or whatsoever. We're going to be touching on some sensitive parts regarding this. Please don't pick offense. So what is she talking about? You have no idea. Listen, this is a platform where we talk therapeutic topics. Topics that will hit you. It will heal you. And if you understand it, it will make you better. All right? And my topics are always broad. I'm not the one that dress a topic to a particular person. My topic are topics that anyone who come across it, if you fall in that category, you will relate. All right? Okay. Having said that, I watched a video. I don't know how many of you have watched a video recently. This video is still trending on social media now about a popular Edo celebrity in Nollywood industry, Mercy Agbe. If you have seen the video, it's on Instablog, it's on so many other platforms like that. I will post the video of it when I'm done with this. When I'm done with this broadcast today, I'll post a video of it. How many of it have watched the video? But sorry, the ice cream van is just making so much noise there. Okay, how many of you have watched the video about Mercy Agbe, a well-known, renowned celebrity in Nollywood? All right, she's an Edo actress, Edo indigenous, who springs up in the Nollywood industry, doing well for herself. How many of you have watched the video where her own sister, her sibling, her sister, who is also doing well? I heard that she's in the medical field, right? I have seen the video. Thank you, Agatha. Thank you, my lady. How many of you see the video? The sister, the Mercy Agbe sister, I think they said is the elder sister also, right? Went and burned down. I don't want to show the video here on my broadcast, but I will post it later, just in case if anyone is trying to claim copyright on it, I'll be able to just delete it right there, okay? Because there's some video you post and then they want to claim copyright on your videos, all right? So if you post a video of something else, of somebody else, all right? A medical doctor, thank you. This sister I'm talking about is not doing bad for herself either. She is a medical doctor by profession. Mercy Agbe, elder sister, went and burned down her mother's house where her mother lived. She went and burned it down. It's not like she made an attempt to burn it. She actually burned it down. The car that she said Mercy Agbe bought for the mother, this lady burnt it down, like light it on fire. And the luck that the mother had is that the mother was not even in the apartment or even at home at the time this happened, because a lot of people are speculating that she actually meant to burn the mother alive, dead. Like, you can imagine the beef, the big beef. I mean, if she can do that to the mother. And according to bloggers, you know, not that I'm believing everything that the bloggers say, because we live in a world where bloggers, they just want to make money. They can come up with stupid, ridiculous stories, and you are wondering until the person involved speak up. You have no idea, like, what are they talking about? It's everyone for their pockets, all right? See, as person mama fine finish even after 5 children. Dada, thank you, darling. God bless you, darling. Rita, love you, my darling. Okay, so Mercy Agbe, elder sister, went to burn down the mother's house. And I watched the video and I sit back down and I wonder, the beef there, like the anger, the resentment, the hate. And the story rounding social media is that she got offended that the mother favor Mercy Agbe more than the rest of them. That the mother will go extra mile, will dedicate her life, in fact, give her life for Mercy Agbe to do better. Whereas the rest of them is like they have to feed. It's like they come second or none to Mercy Agbe. That the mother appreciates Mercy Agbe more than the rest of them. That the mother will do the unthinkable for Mercy Agbe. And she's tired of it. Like, in other words, their mama, they carry Mercy Agbe hand put on top of their head. Even when it be saying that them be senior, even if he say that they do well, but for their mother, Mercy Agbe is the savior of the family. Mercy Agbe is the face of the family. Mercy Agbe is the one that should be reckoned with in the family. Mercy Agbe is the front of the family, the fronter of the family. And maybe she's had enough. And before an adult would come to that decision, trust me, it did not just start right now. It didn't just start since when Mercy Agbe became popular. It started from their childhood. Trust me. It started from their childhood mental disturbances. And a lot of you parents, you're doing it now, you don't even know. Thank you, Kate. You're making me blush. Darling Rita, this is your compliment. You're not going to make me focus now. I'm just blushing. I'm blushing. Thank you anyway. Thank you. All right. Mercy Aigbe. You know, there are some parents, there are some family who just love drama. Who love drama. I mean, this woman is a medical doctor. And every reasonable parent wants to be proud of a medical doctor. But it's like their name is not being heard. Their name is nowhere, like they are not being seen. I don't know whatever it is that must have resulted. I mean, just thinking that, oh, Nashishi value pass is not, it's not just that. That's not enough for anyone to want to go and light up their mother, burn their mother alive, burn their mother's whatever house down. It's not enough. It started from childhood. Negligence. Negligence. Parents who create separation between their children. Parents who make one child feel less than the other. Parents who focus more on a child they feel, oh, now she fine pass, now he fine pass, now he they give me money pass, he is the best, he is the one that is more, composed. Now he they first call me the money. A lot of parents have ended up destroying the bond between their children by themselves. Many of them have even died and gone, leaving their children to the misery that they created. Even especially when this Europe thing start to prompt up, a lot of parents start disregarding their children who have not made it to Europe yet, who cannot send dollars and pounds and euro. They start disregarding the children that is there with them, that they can call on, the children that give them water when they are thirsty, children that check up on them while the one abroad is far away. She sent the money, he sent the money, quite all right. But hey, it's just about money. Every other one have become useless, wayward, nobody. Nobody. Parents who take their junior children head and put it on top of the senior ones. Parents who value a particular child because it favors them more than the rest, forgetting that you gave birth to every one of them, forgetting that all fingers are not equal. They are all not in the same standard when it comes to financial capability, because that's what you're so concerned about, money. Parents who refuse to see their children's weaknesses. Now she they do well pass for school. Now she get mouth like me. As a result of that, she is the one you praise. Is the one you praise. The one who looks so much like you. Who talks so much the way you want your children. The way you talk. A lot of you are making that mistake. You are making that mistake now. Listen, let me tell you. Build your family from now. A lot of fathers have made that mistake. A lot of mothers have made that mistake. A lot of young parents are making that mistake as I speak. Sometimes they do this thing not knowing. But trust me, you see this brain, it is a memory box. It doesn't go away. They delete things that happened since their brain was matured enough to recall, they store it. And sometimes some children start reacting after they've grown. And you the parent, you are wondering like, man, this thing happened so many years ago. It is now. Their brain is matured enough. It's processing. The brain is processing. The things that happened years ago that you have forgotten about, they are bringing it out, telling it to you. How are you even handling it? We're going to be talking about all of that. But many parents, you're watching me, listen, you have your little children. See, your children might be 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, between, 1 to 5, 6, 7, 8 years, where they start to resent the other child, where they start to feel like somehow All right. And you are not taking note, but it's affecting them. You are not taking note. Even when they say it, you shut them up and push them aside. I'm here to enlighten you, to let you know, listen, you will be gone. You'll be dead and gone. But you know what? The foundation you laid, the relationship you solidify between your children will go on, and they will carry it on from generation to generation. They will pass it to their children will pass it to other children. I am telling you, a lot of siblings are arch enemy. It did not just start from when they are grown. If they can open up and tell you what it is, it starts from even when they are young. There was never a bond between them. Mercy Agbe's sister went and burned down the house of the parent of her mother, their mother, blaming her mother for the cause and calling out Mercy Agbe on it, that their mother favored Mercy Agbe more than the rest, that she's having problems, she's not doing well because of her mother, because she believes, according to bloggers, that her mother is a witch, and her wish is to favor Mercy Agbe and bring the rest of them down. Is that true? I don't know. That might not be true. It is possible it is not true. But that is her own truth. That is what she has come to believe because of how the mother relates with her and Mercy Agbe. Because of the differences, the pronounced difference between the treatment of the mother towards Mercy Agbe and her. Yes, it is possible that that's what she sees and just concluded, oh. And you know, in this world, see, don't give your children or your family member reasons to want to go and be searching who is the source of my trouble. You see, when the relationship you have with them is already on the doubt, oh my God, any prophet can come up and tell them your mother is a witch. They will believe it and carry on. Yes. And you know, we live in a world now where we have fake prophet and prophetess who are just out there for their pocket, who will tell you that your mother who have labored for you over the years did not kill you. The mother who trained you in school to make sure that you become somebody is the witch that is disturbing you. And a myopic mind, because of the way they've seen you act towards them, they will believe. Do you understand? Same goes with sisters, siblings, and all of that. I watched that video where they show Mercy Agbe's sister went to burn down the family house, and I was so pained, like, Jesus, this is your mother, for Christ's sake. What could she have done that you cannot sort out, that you cannot, find a way to make amends or whatsoever, or talk to her that you have to go and burn your mother's house? Did she do it right? No, no matter what your mother may be, you have no right to do that to her. I mean, she did not wish you till you became a doctor. She let you be a doctor, even if she's a witch. She made sure that you became a doctor where you cannot fend for yourself. She did not disturb you to become, an akara seller by the street, a pure water seller by the roadside. She let you be a doctor where you can work for yourself. Is it not that she's going to disturb you? Or is it that you are no longer focusing because of your mental disturbances, mental problem, depression and all of that, that you are no longer focusing your medical work, you're making serious and serious mistakes instead of you to go for therapy, you're starting to focus on how you were treated from childhood. It is her. I've told her about my problem. She doesn't take it seriously the way she takes Mercy Agbe issues seriously. That is the problem. So I just ship that in for you to know how many families are being affected by this. A lot of people are going through troubles. A lot of people are going through problems because of the problem that was set, a foundation that they grow up in, a foundation that was destroyed right from their childhood. A foundation that was destroyed from childhood. A lot of you are making that mistake, and I want to start pointing it out. Many parents are the reason for the beef between their children. And you are here, you are a parent, you are wondering, B&B, what are you saying? How? How? I'm going to point it out to you. Number one, favoritism. Favoritism. You are here, you're watching me, you are a parent. Listen, in order for you not to end up, greetings, Madam B&B, greetings to you, Loveless. Good to see you on board. All right. And if you are here on YouTube, say something so I can give a shout out to you. And don't forget, please give us thumbs up this video. And of course, subscribe to our channel. And if you're here on Facebook, please, if you have not followed us yet, what are you waiting for? Follow us. This platform might be too cool for you, too boring, but trust me, we learn here. All right, this is not a saga platform. It's not a platform where you have to come and see me going crazy and all of that. It's a platform where you come and sit down. If you have the time to listen, you learn one or two things. Okay, so follow me and take us for how we are. This is how we've always been. All right. Okay, so yeah, favoritism. Many of you parents, you play favoritism, you don't even know it. Favoritism is the number one architect for many siblings falling apart, growing to hate themselves, growing to not want the success or the good or the other person. Because why? From childhood, they have to compete. From childhood, they have to try to like to please you in order for you to treat them the way you treat that other child, that particular child that you favor so much. And you go, sometimes you're wondering, how favoritism, how do I favor them? I'll tell you, those little things that you do that you don't note, the little things that you do that you are not aware of, the little things that you do that you do not, that you just do it subconsciously. All right? You do it subconsciously. You are not conscious of it. You just do it. For you, it is normal. But you are subconsciously destroying the other child. They see it, they are not telling you. Most of the time, they keep to themselves. And you don't even care. Favoritism. When you favor a child over the other, over the rest of them, for those of you who have many children. When your children can act rightly, sometimes sit your children down, honestly. Or in fact, don't sit all of them down. Go to them one after the other so they can speak. Or have a family meeting. It is important. See, if you are a parent, you don't sometimes have family meeting with your children. You are sitting on a long team. I'm not kidding. If you become too busy that at your spare time, when you know that all the children are at home, you don't just sit down. You know, they don't call it Ibota time. That time where all you and your children, you're just cracking joke. You sit with each other and you just throw in that question unexpectedly. You want to hear from them. Being playful, nice with them, not giving them the impression that, hey, if you talk anyhow, you get woto. You understand? Just being nice to them. Ask them questions. If somebody should ask you to describe me as your mother, how would you describe me? Ask them these questions. You will know. And if you are the type that pay attention, that read between the lines, that there are certain things they even want to say, but they feel like if we say it now, but there is a way they will say it. If you are the understanding type, if you are the learning type, the one that know how to read between the lines, you will know, okay, this is what this person means to say. She's just being respectful, or he's just being cautious for me not to get angry. Especially when you are the type who take the freedom of speech from your children. They cannot express themselves. Anything you say is a go. They cannot, you tell them do this, that's what they will do. They don't express themselves to tell you this is what it is, this is how it is, you know. And you see it as good parenting. No, it is not a good parenting. When you take the freedom of expression away from your children, it is not good parenting. That is why you see this, the white people that you people want to emulate so much. They give their children, even from childhood, freedom of expression because it will help them. Even when you are long gone, when they go out of your house, when they go to the outside world, it gives them the guts, it gives them the effrontery, it gives them the temerity, it gives them the courage, the self-esteem to express themselves, to speak against what they don't like, to object to what they don't want to do that they're being forced to do. Yeah. For African parents, the African parents have a way of conjuring their children to do their bidding. And trust me, they take this thing with them and go anywhere. And sometimes they are being treated in a way that they should not be treated, being spoken of in the way they have been asked to do things that they should not do because they never have that liberty to express themselves, to object where it's not comfortable or conducive for them. They just go in and do it anyway. They just do it anyway. And later, because that is what you groom them to be. You groom them to listen and not speak. You groom them to act and not object. You groom them to just do your bidding without expressing how they feel about it. It is wrong. Yeah, it is wrong. It is wrong. And at a point in time, they will also, sack you for that. They will tell you for that. They will tell, when you teach children not to speak for themselves, sometimes issues will happen at school, even outside. Listen, if you're a parent, these are signs that you have been caging your children from being able to express their full potentials. When sometimes issues happen, especially at school, and they come and they report to you, and you as a parent now, you got angry, and you sat there, especially when they come and tell you that their mates is bullying them, or their mate hit them and they could not do anything. Sometimes you as a parent, you get angry, and you sit there, you sat there and watch him or her do that to you. What did you do? You did not react. Blah, 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 blah. And they are telling you, but you told me not to, You said this because there were times, even in the past, that you have forgotten that they tried to react and you beat them to it at home. You war them. You make them feel like they are troublemakers. You cage them, their emotions, their freedom to express themselves, to stand up for themselves. You caution them. You caution them wrongly. And now they are too afraid to speak up for themselves. They are too afraid, all because they don't want the news to get to you and you get provoked. Favoritism. When you favor a particular child over the rest. When you favor a particular child over the rest. When there is a child in the family that he never do wrong. They don't do wrong. Even when they do wrong, when it's obviously wrong, the way you will caution the other child, if the other child is the one that did what this child did, is different from the way you will caution this particular child. Favoritism. When this particular child is the one, whatever they need, they get. But if the other child needs the same thing, you have reason. Sometimes you do these things unconsciously. Yeah. Parents, most of the time, do these things, not because they love this particular child more than the rest, but their projection, their expression, the way they do it, it just make it look like that to the other children. You are victim of that. You do that. You are guilty of that. Listen to me. If you have 2 children, 3 children, listen. If you can caution one over whatever it is, make sure you caution the other the same way. Yeah. It is a hard job being a parent, trust me. Being a parent is not easy. You are either going to be rewarded by it, or being called out for it, or being abused by it, and then you wonder, in what way did I do you wrong as a parent? Pay proper attention. Pay attention. You sometimes do it, you don't know it. Don't get angry. Don't get angry, but rather, pay attention and see reasons with that child why they are trying to express to you what you're doing. You go to shop. Listen, let me tell you where it becomes hard. Sometimes you go to shop for your children. A lot of parents make this. You go to shop for your children. You have 2 children or 3 children, and then you end up, you buy 5 things, 5 items for one, and the other one only have 2, 3, they are noticing, they are taking notes. For you, it's okay, I can buy many for you for another time, but this one for now. Ask yourself, most of the time, who do you end up spending more on? They are taking notes. Favoritism. They will take it as, oh, you favor him or her more than me. Parents, young parents, take note of this. In your mind, when you went to the shop, is to shop for everybody. But at the end of the day, you finish shopping, you finish paying, you get home, you realize that what you bought for one, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. But the other child only got to get 1 or 2 or 3 things. Where the other one get 5, 6, 7, counting even more. Or where one got 3 to 4 items. Yeah, this one go fit. This one go fit Jessica. You buy her. You saw the other one. Jessica like to wear something like this. You buy her. Oh, this one go fit this one. You keep buying because you saw everything that fits them. And then the other child, oh, this one no go size. It's very difficult to find his size. You know, it's difficult to find what she likes. It's difficult to find what he likes. You do not put your time, your energy to making sure you find what she likes as well. And then you go home and start giving them these things. It will come across to them as a mother or a father who play favoritism. Trust me. So he never grow rich till they give pocket money, and you are giving pocket money to every other one. And he is telling you, can I have pocket money? You tell him off. Can I have pocket money? You tell her off. They start recollecting these things. Take note. Favoritism. 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 And for some of you, it's praise. It's not as if that child is, some way is favoritism also. When you praise a particular child more than the rest, Jesus. For some of you, it's because this child mainly look like you. For some of you, it's because this child is just smart. And the rest of them, you are start to see them as not smart. Maybe this child is just has a different personality. Instead for you to see the personality difference between them, that there are some humans who are born introverts. They keep to themselves. Not that they don't know, not that they don't see, but they are not the type that is very, very into every issue. Call them out even when they are sleeping. Their mouth run like typewriter. You fail to see it. An introvert that just like to keep to his or herself. That like to do her things or his things in a certain way, different form, like different from the rest people. You're starting to see that child as, she not smart at all. He not smart. That one that puts her nose, his nose into every affair is the one that is smart to you, Abby. Okay. For that reason, you praise her over the rest. You praise him over the. You are constantly making a beautiful remark about him against the other children. Take note. You are a young mother. You are here. This is a mistake you should not make. All right. Learn to take every child, treat every child as they are, their personality. You need to study them. Study your children, know their different persons and personality, who they are, what they are. Everybody cannot be the father. They all grow in your stomach. The father you conceive all of them. Trust me, all of them cannot be the same. They are different personalities. Your womb as a woman is meant to nurture different personalities, different people. You understand? They are all your children, but they are different in their ways. There are some that is very outspoken. Because they are outspoken, you are hating them for it. Because they will call you out whenever you do wrong. They will object to your nonsense, regardless that you are their parents. And you don't like that. You see it as disrespect. You see that one that is just, okay, ma, okay, mommy, yes, ma. Put your hand in the fire, yes, ma. Go to this thing, forget your training, yes, ma. Go to this, do that, yes, ma. Those are the children you see as, very respectful. It's a lie. Oh. Know your children by their personalities. Know when they are the type that is very outspoken, the one that you cannot just conjure to do anything. The better you start recognizing that, the earlier you start recognizing that, the better for you. The better relationship you will end up creating between you and them, and also between them and their siblings. Making sure that they understand that this is who this person is. The one that you cannot force. What you wanted to be that you were not. Who you wanted to be that you were not. The one you cannot force it upon. There are some children you can force in them, force on them. Life that you wanted to live, who you wanted to be that you never got the privilege to. You want to make them all of that. Why there are some children, and they will oblige, they will play along. Why there are some children, their life is their life. You want them to be like this, but this is who they want to be. It doesn't mean they are bad. Just know them, know their personality, and work with them. But for some parents, it's not like that. You see that one that they can conjure to do whatever they want to do. That one that can tolerate and cope or even emulate who they are is their favorite. Praising one child over the other. You can destroy the bond between your children by doing that. Number one, favoritism. Where you end up favoring one child over the other. When there is that particular child who always gets yes from you. Whatever they want to do, they ask you is a go, is a yes. Anywhere they want to go is a go, is a yes. Whatever they need from you is that. Let them, they just have that particular spot in your heart that you cannot say no to them. Whereas the other children, if they ask 10 times, they probably get yes 3 times among 10 times. Where this one can get 8 yes. Only 2 no's, where the rest will get 7 no's and get 3 yes. Pay attention. Pay attention. For some of you say, oh, what if what you want is not what is right? It's not what is good, and the other one that is always getting yes is doing what is right, what is this and what that. Sometimes, listen, I know it can be difficult, but take time to understand them. Because most of the time, or some of the time, what you feel is not right. Because that is how you program it. This is who you program it to be. This is how you want it to be. You have your own standard set. It's not what they are about. It's not who they are. You understand? Find a way to balance it. Especially not rubbing it in the face of the other children. You understand? Do not rub it in the face of the other children. Many parents have ended up creating a big enmity between their children because of, number one, they favor that one particular child over the other, and even over the rest, and the rest have come to know you for the type that is only concerned. You favor this child, especially when this child is doing what you want. See, for those of you where they are abroad, or those of you who are not even in abroad, but you are the one who is the kind of a breadwinner of the family, where the rest of the children are not as buoyant as that particular one who is the breadwinner of the family. But because he's the one who is in that position, because she's the one who is in that position, the parent seems to honor him or her, respect him or her, praise him or her, favor him or her more than the rest. Many of you have destroyed the bond between your children because of that. And the rest of them are just there wallowing in pains. Like, why? They're just injuring themselves mentally. How can I please this woman? They are trying so hard for you to see them, but you are not seeing them. Think twice. Before you do that, please think twice what you're doing to your children. You don't want to be the kind of parent that after you've grown, your children are there eating each other up, destroying each other because you make one feel better than the other. Over praise. Be in the habit of praising all your children when they do right. And when they do wrong, call them out the same way. Let them know. Never ever favor one child over the other. Even if she or he is the one that is doing what you feel like, hey, like this is what I expected of my children. Wait if the other person is in the position to act to be like that other child. And always have it at the back of your mind that there are different personality. We are all human. We have the same nose, mouth, eyes, ears. All right. We have two sets of eyes. We have mouth, we have nose, we have two sets of ears. Doesn't mean that we will all be the same way. Different personality. Personalities are going to be different. Even if they are all conceived in the same womb, they are going to be different. And you need to start respecting each and every one of them accordingly. Learn to treat your children the way they are. Stop focusing more on one particular child. Stop praising one particular child over the rest. Stop making it look like, you know. And for some of you, this praise comes from little things that doesn't even matter. Your children are so little now. The particular one that seems to be more handsome, that have these features that you like in a person, you praise them over the rest children. It is wrong. It is wrong. No child wants to hear you as a parent saying, "Na he fine pass, na she fine pass." You understand? No child wants to hear that. You are destroying their self-esteem. You are making them feel like, oh, this is the one you value more. You understand? Don't make that mistake. To ever praise your children, give your children the impression that one of them is finer than the rest, more beautiful than the rest, even when it is obvious. Keep it to yourself. You understand? Don't tell it to their face, to their hearing. And don't act that way to their understanding. Praise every one of them the same way, because everybody have their own beauty. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But however, treat every child according to who they are, to their personality. Like I said, always have that discussion once in a while, playfully, not aggressively. Don't give them the impression that, oh, if you talk anyhow, you go receive what. Just jokingly. Let there be a moment where you joke with your children, where you all sit together, just crack. Okay, you want to know how everybody think about each other. It is very important. Ask them this question together while you are sitting down. If somebody asks you to describe this person, now would you describe it? A lot of you don't do this, but it is important. You don't do this because you don't really see the need for it. You don't care. You need to know. This is how you build relationship. This is how you correct a negative impression they start to have against each other. You are too busy. You don't have time for this. But listen, one day you will regret not doing it. All right? I'm a mother of 5 children, 4 grown-ups. My first 3 children are adults now. The other one is about to be adult. It's only the little one that I have is a 7-year-old who acts more like an adult because all his children, all his other ones are all grown-ups before I had him. All right? So he acts more like them. He doesn't act his age. He doesn't. My 7-year-old do not act as a 7-year-old. The way he speaks, the way he reasons, the way he does things, he doesn't act as a 7-year-old. You know why? Where is that is coming from? It's coming from him being born into a family where everybody is grown. So the people he's copying from our adults. So he end up acting not his age. He acts more older than his age. You understand? He acts all the time older than his age. He speaks older than his age. Even in school, they do say that, man, he speaks the way he speaks. There are sometimes I go out with him, the way he will relate with people. They'll be, how old are you? And then when he will say, they will start doubting, are you sure? Because he doesn't only act older than his age, he look grown than his age. All right? Because he's a tall child and, hefty and everything. So yes, treat every child according to who they are, their personality, and everything. Do not let that impression, don't ever give your children that impression that there's this particular one when I like pass or when I favor child pass. When you go shopping, please take note, because Put these things in their head, and when they will start relating it to you, you will try to correct them, but they are not going to take it from you. You try to express it to them, you try to tell them, no, it is not, that's not how it is. It's you that just thinking like that, but they will not take it from you, because that is how they perceived you, and they perceived you like that for a very long time. Take note. And I want to bring this in for those of you. One of the reasons a lot of people do tend to tell, but she need care back. I'm going to give this as well. Reason why your children feel loveless, why they feel like you don't love them as other children, why they resent you, why your efforts in bringing them up together, why all your effort in doing your best for them. This goes to those of you who have children with special needs. Children with special needs, as difficult as it may be to parents with children with special needs, be careful, because these children need so much special attention, 24 hours round the clock attention. You tend to neglect the rest. Do not ever give your children this feeling of neglect. And sometimes you give them this feeling subconsciously. You are not conscious of it. It's just the whole thing is just too overwhelming for you that you have to focus on one particular child that you feel like. And when I'm talking about when I'm talking about special needs, doesn't necessarily mean children who are disabled. Doesn't necessarily mean children who are what do they call it? I'm trying to please, what's a popular name for children with special needs? I don't know, it just disappeared from my head. Hello, Melissa Japa, good to see you. Hello, how are you doing? All right. Maybe your children is a child with special needs. And when I'm talking about special needs could also mean that one child, like I was explaining earlier, who just want to do things our own way. Like, you can group every other children in one bus, one circle. Like what is good for one is good for the rest. But this particular child, what is good for all of them is not good for him or her. Their reason, their thinking, their everything about them is just different. They seem to give you more wahala than the rest of the children. They fall also in the category of special needs children. That child that just, God, it seems to take more energy from you than the rest. The child that seems to take more attention from you than the rest. I'm going to group all these children in one particular box, special needs children. They don't have to be disabled to be special needs. You understand? That particular child that, oh my God, anything you say to them, they will interpret it differently. When they want to go somewhere, they want to go. Like, oh my God, the one that just make your heart pop, pop, boom, 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 than the rest of them. In most cases, some parents, because you focus more energy, more attention on that child, forgetting the rest of them who don't give you wahala at all. You leave those of them that don't give you much wahala to themselves. You see that particular one that give you a lot of wahala, you are either going to hate him or her more, or resent him or her more, or care for him or her more than the rest. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. All right. And for some of you, you have children who are bipolar. All right. Mood swings. Children with special needs, whatever special needs child they might be. If you have other children, please, please, please don't make this mistake. They might not tell you. They might look like they understand, they are coping. But your attention, your care for them has been limited. You no longer have time for them. All your attention, your energy, all your strength, everything about you is about this particular child who is with special needs. As much as you are beating yourself, you are trying so hard to be a good mother to the one with a special needs. Please don't forget that you have other children too. Always get them involved. Try make them understand. Show them the same love and care. It becomes difficult as a parent who have children, and then among these children, there's one particular one that's a special needs child. It becomes difficult. Pay attention. Don't give all the attention to this special needs child, because trust me, it will backfire on you later. Even the ones that you feel, oh, this one don't they give me wahala. Now the one where they give me wahala, that's where your attention is. That's where all your energy is. The rest of them, guys, you have automatically left them to care for themselves. Where they need you, they are there by themselves. My dear, tomorrow they will remind you. When they are grown, they will tell you that you never had time for them. No matter how you try to justify it. That, hey, your brother needed the care. Your sister needed the care. You were doing fine. The relationship and the bond is never going to be there, because they will feel like they grown alone. They were alone. They were by themselves. So be careful. It is hard, I know, having a special needs child. That child will just give you headache. Is the one you are constantly worried about. Is the one you want to do everything to make sure they are all right, forgetting that you have other children as well. Though they don't give you wahala, but they still need their mother and their father. They still need their father and their mother's love. Be careful, my people. Very important. While you are doing it, make sure that in as much as you need all the care in the world for that child who is a special needs child, make sure that the one who doesn't give you wahala, the one who is not a special needs child, is also getting all the needs that they can, that you can afford from you to your best ability. Please don't totally neglect them. You have to be careful. It's very important, because I've seen a lot of special needs children who their parent totally end up neglecting the other child, because all their emotions, all their emotions, their care, their attention is on this particular child, that they forget that they have other children as well who is not responsible for the reason why the other child is like that, who need their mother, who need their father's attention as well. As hard as it may be, well, it is what it is. You still have to show other children, those of them who do not give you wahala, that, hey, I love you and I care for you as well. All right? Very important. I have to chip that in. People with special needs children. Reason why the bond between families just like I work in the healthcare sector. You see some disabled people, like they're in the hospital for a very long time, and none of their siblings come to visit them. And you wonder, you ask them this question: why do you have siblings? They tell you, yeah, they have brothers and sisters. Why they don't come to visit you? They're gonna tell you, they don't get along. How can somebody who is on a wheelchair for like all their lives even have something that you say, okay, now this one your brother do to you, or wherever do to you, that you are angry about? And then when they narrate their story to you, you realize that this is coming from they started resenting this child because he seems to have taken their mother and their father. Some people reason like that. You might think, how can a child even think that way? Well, every child needs their parent. So while you are doing that, please be careful. Be careful so that you don't end up being blamed for you being overly nice, overly good, for the attention you refuse to give to them, giving it to one particular child. Is your child fine? They are your children too, all right? You're doing a good job. I mean, it's hectic, it's stressing, but please, as a parent, do not forget that you have other children as well. Hello, Bliss Sierra, good to see you here too. Love you. And another thing, when you are too close, reasons why some parents create the destruction in the life of their children, where their children can no longer bond together, to being too close to one particular child from the rest of them. You become too close to this particular child that is more like a best friend. And now you be the rest of their mother. Hey, a lot of parents do this, trust me. And you as a young parent, you are starting to do that. There's just this one particular child that you feel so close to. When your children, like I said, sometimes sit them down, ask them, what do you think of me? If somebody should ask you to describe me, how would you describe me? Listen to them. Honestly, listen to them. When they're trying to sugarcoat, you will know. When they're being straightforward, you will know. And if there's any impression you need to correct, please correct it. Not just by words, but by your actions. All right? By your actions. Sit them down, ask them. If somebody should ask you, I do ask my children sometimes like that. Would you say your mom have a favorite among all of you? Yeah, I do ask them. And I get their answers. And there are sometimes I get answers that is starting to when it looks like it's not what it is. You are getting it like that, but it's not like that. I correct that impression, and I make sure I deviate from characters or things that I do subconsciously that is making them to start to see it that way. All right? Ask your children sometimes. If you should say, if somebody should ask you, is your mom favorite or who is your dad favorite, what would you say among all of you? Who would you say among all of you? Don't ask them like you're trying to like confront them or whatsoever. Just ask them. And if every one of them can tell you, I don't know, you don't have any favorite, man, you are doing a good job. Kudos to you. If they tell you, no, you are doing a good job. I asked my children this recently as well. Not less than 2 weeks ago. I said, okay, we were just, watching movie together, laughing, joking, and all of that. Yeah, you ask them, what would you say about this, your brother? How do you feel about this? La, 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 la. You see the way they interact, lovingly, laughing, where they express themselves about each other. And then if there's anything you need to correct, the other person needs to correct, quickly correct it. All right? Before it lingers on and become a big deal. And then I asked, okay, if somebody should ask you how you feel about your mother, who is your mother's favorite, what would you say? Every one of them was shocked. I know by myself, if you ask me, who is your favorite among your children, I don't have favorites. I love every one of them the same way. I treat every one of them the same way. I am so into every one of them the same way. But one of my sons said, he said nobody, but I would say he mentioned my last born name, the 7-year-old. He said I would say him, and the reason why I would say that because he's still a baby, still a child. Maybe that's why it seems like you devote your time to him more because he's still a child. I let all of them speak, and there are some of them who objected to that, saying no, mom is not like that. The only reason why he's just like that is because JJ is still very little and all of that and this and this and that, which was good. And then after letting all of them speak jokingly, I corrected that impression, letting him know, listen, no, I do not have favorite. Even him, being my last child, he's just clinging to me because he is still a child. You were like that at a time. Before I gave birth to your immediate younger brother, you were like that with me. Always clingy. Everything is about you because you can't do it for yourself. And then your younger brother came, and then he looked as if, oh, is she? But I'm still there with you. All right? I'm still there. He's a child now. If I should give birth to another one today, you'll be surprised. Okay, it looks as if the attention is shifted, but it's not actually shifted. It's just because he's a child. There are things you can do for yourself that he cannot do for himself, that I have to be there 24 hours. 7 days a week, 24 hours. When I am able, when I'm available, I have to do it for him. You might ask me to do it for you, might want me to do it for, because you are grown enough to do it for yourself. That's part of me being your mother, to teach you to be able to do things for yourself. I might not want to do it for you. I actually go and do it for yourself. But for him, he cannot do it for himself. I have to do it for him. Do you understand? He said, yeah, I understand. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Good. So remove that thing. Say, maybe he's your favorite because no, he's not my favorite. The same way I feel about you, that's the way I feel about him, even if he's the last one. The only reason I'm like the way I am with him right now is because there are things he cannot do for himself that I have to do for him. You understand? So don't take it like that. Well, okay, I understand. That's what I meant. Yeah, we corrected, and the rest of them, yeah, exactly. Good. Then you're doing a good job. Not making them feel like You favor one over the rest. Ask your children this question sometimes. It is very, very important. It gives you the room also to correct any impression they're starting to nurse away from you. All right, any impression they're starting to have about a particular child, to avoid them having to resent that child or even resent you. All right, or starting to make them feel like less valued than the other child or the rest children. All right, correct that impression quickly. Give them the time to, this is a new millennium child. You don't have to grow the same way. You don't have to grow your children the same way your parents grown you. All right, where you have no where you have no liberty to speak, where you have to process everything all by yourself, where you have to go through every trauma in your head by yourself, where you have to deal with your mental health all by yourself, not having somebody to talk to about it, where things that bother you so bad, you having to be the one to process it by yourself. Your children don't have to grow like that. We are in a world where everything is being modernized, everything is different. If you look at children of these days, they are not like our time where anything your parents say is okay, ma, yes, ma, yes, ma. Don't bring your children up like that. Give them some time to express themselves. So long you teach them that expressing yourself doesn't have to be disrespectful. All right, you can express yourself, but don't be disrespectful about it. And giving them time also to express yourself give you that also the opportunity to correct any act of not knowing how to express yourself respectfully, because they're going to go out there tomorrow all in the quest of them expressing themselves. In their head they're expressing themselves, but they are coming across as rude and disrespectful. Giving your children room to express themselves to you also give you the time to correct them. You let them express themselves and then you correct them. Look, I know you were speaking your mind here. I know you were talking here, blah, 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 but the way you put it out is rude. You don't need to do that. I mean, you can express yourself like this without having to sound so rude and disrespectful. Because if you do this outside there, people are not going to, the person you're trying to express yourself to might not take you serious. All they will hear is the insults coming from your expression. You understand? It gives you room to correct them as well. Not just correct the impression they have on you, also correct the way they express themselves that is not acceptable out there. All right. Doc Bataki, oh my darling, love you. Good to see you on board. How are you doing, my adorable? How are you doing? Please share. If you're coming in on board, you have not shared yet. Please, Doc Bataki, have you shared? Share this video now. Blaze Sierra, have you shared? Melissa Japa, please share. Best Talk Show, do me the favor and share. All right, do other people the favor and share this. Very, very important, especially in this part of Europe where you are always alone. In this part of the world, the Western world at large, where you are always by yourself with your children. I mean, your children are entirely your business. Nobody have the right to talk to your children or to train your children except from the way you train them and the way they train them in school. All right, very, very important. These are things you need to know. Things you need to know. There are some of you, when you ask your children, when people ask your children about you, the things they say outside about you, you are shocked, saying, because you were not paying attention. You were not paying attention. That's why you are surprised that they have such notion of you. All right. And another thing is, other than being too close to one particular child, always, some of you are fond of going out with one particular child. Anytime you want to go out, is that one particular child you will call. Though there are some of the other of your children have become so used to it that they are not even interested to go out with you anymore. Anytime you tell them, can you go out with me? Follow me, go to some place. They don't want to go. Go and call your favorites. You understand? They don't want to go. They tell you, no, I don't want to go. You are always fond of going out with one child. You are always fond of carrying one child along in everything you do. You are always fond of being close. And they know, you think they don't see you. They see you. They just let you. They leave you to it. But deep down inside of them, they know. And when they've grown to some extent, when they start processing all these things, sometimes it come across for you so bad. You don't know how to undo it. And you're trying to express yourself. You yourself are wondering, it's never true. It was never true. But They go, that's what they got. That is what they believed for a very long time, and you did not take note nor try to correct that. Okay, making being too close to one particular child than the rest, making friendship, being a friend to one particular child than the rest. That is your friendship. This is your friend among your children. You get one way be your friend for his side. You know, good. Children know they like her. Siblings know they like her. It will get to a point they start, resenting themselves because of that. All right? They will start resenting themselves because of that. And especially when you are the type that don't spend time to make sure that your children are bonding. It not concern you so long as one particular one is bonding with you, or you are bonding with them individually. You don't take time to be sure that they are bonding. All right? Don't give your children depression. Look at what happened to Messi Agbe's sister. What happened between Messi Agbe's sister and their mother? How she went to burn down the house of the mother, burn down the car that Messi Agbe bought for the sister, bought for the mother, claiming that the mother value Messi Agbe more than the rest of them. Now it's all about Messi. When it comes to the mother, it's all about Messi Agbe. The rest of them do not seems to matter or exist, no matter what they do. Thereby even tagging their mother a witch. That the mother is a witch, and the witch with the mother chop now to favor Messi Agbe to the detriment of the rest of them. All right. It started from childhood. The feeling that he gave to them, she gave to them. The feeling she gave to them from childhood. It did not just start from today. It didn't start from today. It's either the feeling he gave to them from childhood or the feeling he started giving to them the moment Messi Agbe hit limelight. All right. When you start seeing one child as superior to the rest, please stop it. As a parent, do not see one child as superior to the rest. Maybe especially, the child is the one that is doing well in school more than the rest. Seems to be the one that comes with the better results than the rest. Seems to be the one that speaks fluently than the rest. Seems to be the one that is always checking up on you than the rest. Take time to understand the rest of them, why they are like that. Correct anything that you need to correct, but never, ever, 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 ever put it to them or make them feel like you are closer or you prefer that one child to the rest. Many of you make that mistake. As a young mother, please do not make such mistake for your own good and for the good of the relationship between your children, because they grow. Train a child where you should grow, so that's the way you should go, so that when they grow, they don't depart from it. All right. And another thing is making one child important than the rest. When you feel that was what I was just talking about. When you start to make one child more important than the rest, all right, the one that whenever an issue come up, every other thing need to wait. You understand? Every other person that you go be like say fire the mountain. When it has to do with this child, it is fire on the mountain. When they have to do with other children, it is whenever you are available. You understand? Stop making your children feel like one of them is important, more important than the rest. Even if it's the richer one. Most parents make this mistake, set this record, destroy their children like this, especially when one of the children is the sole provider. Exactly. When one of the children is the sole provider, or even if when they are not the sole provider, they are the one that give more to the parents. And the one where they give you more money, the one where they send you gift all the time, when you have not even taken time to evaluate it or see that maybe the other one is not earning as much as this one earn. Maybe the other one is not in the position where this other person is, where this other of your child is. Check it and balance it, all right? Rather than just making one so important than the rest. Is the one who constantly praise. Is the one that is the best. And some of you do these things with your in-laws as well. You do these things with your in-laws. Whether the husband to your daughter or the wife to your son. The particular son of yours where he wife for you, now he better pass all the other wives in the family. There's this particular son-in-law in your family that is better than all the rest son-in-law in the family. It's not good. Don't make such mistakes. You that is growing, you say, this message is not for me. My children never even reach that stage. Learn from this. All right? Don't ever, ever do it. Treat your children the way they are. Like, follow each of them according to their personality. Not making one feel important or better than the rest. All right? Do not make one feel more important or better than the rest. Even if one of them is doing way better than the rest in terms of finance, all right, life and all of that, still find a way not to make it look like it's better than word na the final. Her word is final. You know, she's not, she be the obedient child. This one, no, this is my own. Many parents made that mistake, even as your children are still young under your roof. This one is, now this one be my own for his side though. The other children are hearing this, your statement, and you are not just saying it, you act it as well. You act it as well. Some parents will even go as far as taking it to the way they dish out food to their children. You will dish that particular one that you value so much. You have a special plate for that one. There is a way you dish that one food so specially. But you don't do that with the rest of the children. And you think they are not taking notes, they know. This particular child that you value so much, that you make more important than the rest, anything when he asks, he say, go to, go. Before they ask, you don't give up. Whereas the rest of them, we ask and ask and ask. You always have an excuse why not to give it to them. But this particular one, you are giving. The other child we ask, you don't have. You are quick to say, no, I don't have. But this particular one we ask. Before they ask, you don't get them. You think the rest are not taking note. They are taking note. For some of you, you're making a particular child in the family feel like the black sheep of the family. Yeah. You, in your head, you have labeled a particular child as the black sheep of the family, where you treat him or her lesser than you treat the rest. You treat him or her with disgust, like the way you shout at them. You are constantly giving out to this particular child because you have labeled him or her as a bad child, without, as a parent, taking time to know what is going on in his or her head, without, as a parent, taking time to study their mental state of mind, to know if they are okay or there's anything messing them up there. The fact that every children grow in your household and all of them, the rest of them seems to be doing well and okay, and there's this particular one who just feel like, oh, this family, yeah. Listen, it has to do with their mental states. It has to do with their mental states. And for some of you, you have tagged that particular child as headache. The way you relate with them, other than being nice, instead of being nice to them, instead of even you paying attention to know what is going on with them, why they have become the way they are, to seek for help or solution to their problem, you end up making them look like the bad sheep of the family, even to the siblings. You make them look like the bad sheep of the family, even to the rest of your children. You treat them awkwardly. And then what happens? They end up resenting you and resenting the rest of the family. They resent the rest of their brothers and sisters. Why? Because you caused it. When they were mentally yearning for your help, you were not there. Rather, you were seeing the negative, whatever that they were projecting, rather than focus on how to help them, to try to understand that they are going a lot. Their brain probably is processing what the brain of the rest children did not process. Take note of this. Take note of this. These children will grow up tomorrow and want to, like, they are not friends with anybody in the family. Their brothers their brother, their sister, they can trash them whenever they want to. And then after that, start to wonder, are they not the same family? Are they not siblings? Are they not siblings? Because you, as the parents, created that vacuum, that void. You separated the both of them by not treating each and every one of them according to their personality, by not being there for that particular child who was going through a lot mentally, instead of you to be there as a parent, to drop your ego as a parent, rather than just looking, this pikin no dey respect me, this pikin no dey respect me. My dear, focus on how to help that child. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. Help that child. Reach out to them. It might be difficult, sometimes can be overwhelming. Sometimes it can be very tiring. Sometimes you just want to do away from this child already. But hey, always find a way to reach out to them. Help them as much as you can. And never ever try to make them or tag them the bad sheep or the black sheep of the family to yourself or to people in the family. They see when you start to resent a particular child because they are processing a lot in their head, especially when they become teenagers. I've had so many people call me, knowing that I have grown as children as well, asking this question: how, BNB, please, how do you deal with teenagers? What I mean, you have been there, blah, 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 my teenage son, my teenage daughter, look, and we spend time on phone talking. I spend time on phone going through it with them, suggesting to them, giving them little advice. I mean, nobody is perfect. No parent is a perfect parent. It takes the grace of God. Sometimes we are just lucky. We are just favored that way that all your children turn out to be very easy to handle. Some other time, you get to face some challenges with some of them. All right? But hey, never ever give up on your children as a parent, thereby making them feel less valued, less important, less, appreciated, or the one that that other people, the other children are better than. Don't ever give them that impression that they are the black sheep of the family. And do not give your other children that don't give your other children an impression that there is a black sheep in the family, which happens to be their own siblings. All right? Treat them accordingly. Love all your children regardless, and also follow them. Study their personality. Study their personality and follow them like that, okay? Study their personality and follow them like that. And as you do that, may the grace of God be sufficient for you and your family as you do that in Jesus' name. And another thing that destroy family relationship, another thing that create problem between siblings is comparison. A lot of parents do that a lot. Many parents fall short of that. Even some of you watching this video right now, you have done that today. Some of you just did that a few minutes ago. Comparison, always comparing your child to another. One of your child, comparing them to another. Constantly psyching them with the one that you feel is doing well. The one that you feel is better. When you do this comparison of a thing, what feelings are you giving them? You make them feel like, oh, you favor that one more than them. You make them feel like, oh, you obviously praise the other one over them. And then you make it feel like, oh, the other one is more special to you than the rest. You make them feel like, oh, you are close to the other one, you wish they are the other one than them. It makes them feel like you're making the other one feel more important than them. The impression you give them is that the other one is more important than them. That they are no good. Keep the noise down, love. Yeah? You understand? Comparison. Never make the mistake. Many of you do this thing subconsciously. When something you do subconsciously, something you just do, not that you mean to do it in the way that it come across, but you just do it. And then later when you finally sit down and realize, say, why did I even do that? It's an action that you exhibited subconsciously. You weren't really conscious of what you were doing at the time, but you just do it anyway. But later you now realize, Chai, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Those are actions you did subconsciously, all right? So many of you do these things subconsciously, where you compare one of your child to another. Come here, they shame. Why can't you just be like your brother? Why can't you just be like your sister? Why can't you just take it in like the way your sister took it in? Why can't you just do well like your sister? You know what that means? When you tell each other, why can't you just do well like your sister? You have automatically said your sister is better than you, your brother is better than you. You are least. I wish you are like your sister. I wish you be your sister, not you. Why can't you just be like your sister? Did you not see your sister is this, is that, is this, is that already? Did you not see your brother is this, is that already? Why can't you just be like that? Comparison. At your age, your sister already did this, your sister already did that. You are still here. Your sister got married when it was so you are still here. Did you not see your sister's husband? Look at who you are bringing home as a husband. See your sister how is doing well. Not be the same abroad when you go, not be your sister go. Your sister is this, your sister is that, your brother is this, your brother. Why can't you just be like that? Why can't you just behave like your sister? Comparison. Forgetting that everybody is born, though they are born the same, nurtured in the same womb, born in the same way, but their personalities are different. Yes. Some will crave to be doctors, others, the same womb will despise being a doctor. Some will crave to be an engineer. The same womb will carry engineer. Will carry the one will be say engineer. Nah, that's not for me. Do you understand? Some will crave to be in husband house at the age of 22. The same womb will carry being in husband house at the age of 22. Will carry the one will say, 22? No way. At 30, you are still begging them to marry and they are telling you, it's not my priority right now. And you are starting to compare. The same will carry the one that will wear anything you buy for him. He go just wear him. He's okay with it, no problem. As children, you buy the same thing for I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't what? No, I don't like this. I don't want to wear this. No, I don't like it. And you are going to say, you want too much. Anything person buy for you to the seller. You can't you just be like your sister? See, talk like this. It does affect them. Study them differently. Follow them according to their personality. And never ever compare your children to one another. Don't. Comparison is bad. Comparison kills. Comparison destroys relationship. Comparison between siblings will make them start to resent that siblings that you are constantly praising over them. When you constantly praise one of your child over the other, trust me, you see that one that you are constantly praising will love it. You see the one you're praising them over, the one you constantly compare them. Can't you be like yourself? You know they see your sister. Can't you see your sister is good in school, is good? What is wrong with you? Would not be the same brain or carry con? Is it not the same head? Blah, 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 blah. They will end up developing, some grievances against that other one that you constantly compare to them, except this other one that you constantly compare to them and the one you are constantly bashing have good understanding of each other away from you, where they tell each other, man, no worry, no mind, I'm blah 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 blah. Look, I'm not like that. I understand you. If God help you, they are able to create a bond by themselves away from what you are projecting to them, unknowingly, subconsciously. You understand? So, hey, don't make that mistake. You are a young mother. You are, aspiring to be a mother. Take all these things on board. Never, ever compare between your children. Do not compare between your children. Comparison destroys, it kills, it makes one feel less of themselves over the other. And before you know it, grievances start to spring up. Before you know it, they start to resent that other person. They start to get jealous of the other person because it seems to be the one that is the face of the family that she is part of, or family that he is part of, they start to be the face. They start to be the one that everybody in the family have to worship. You, the parent, you have made it like that everybody in the family have to worship this particular one. You don't let the worship come naturally from them, all right? But you impose it on everybody. Naimo, hey. And for some of you, it's even worse when you have to do it to the younger one over the senior one. It is terrible when you have to do it over the younger one. Do it for the younger one over the senior ones, all right? They start feeling like, oh my God. And in most cases, these children that you praise over the others, the one that you are very close to over the others, the one that you make more important over the others, it does get in their head. They don't know when to stop. It will get in their head where they start disrespecting every other person, feeling that importance. Feeling like they are the face of the family. Feeling like it is them. If it's not them, the family cannot move forward. Feeling like every other person is under them. It gets in their head. And that is your making as a parent. It is your making as a parent. So take note to make sure that you do not raise your children in that manner. And number 7, which I'm going to stop here for today. Failing to scored everyone in the family, every child equally. Yeah, a lot of parents are guilty of this, especially when it's their favorite child, like we have been talking, especially when it's that child that is favored by them all the time. You know, when it's their favorite child, when it is a child that they love to praise over the rest all the time, when it's that child that they feel like, oh, it's a special needs child, when it's a special child to you, when you are too close, when you are very fond of making that child very important, and when it's a child you always have to compare the rest of them to. Yeah, many of you fail to score this particular child as you score the rest. When you fail to score your children equally, you think they are not taking notes. They do. There are some of you, there is a child that when your child there's some certain children among your children, or a child among your children, who will do certain things and will just get away with it. While there are others, when they do it, oh my God, heaven will rain. Heaven, that is earthquake for you. You don't sometimes say, no, I'm like that with them. Sit back and think. You realize what you're doing. Some of you are like, some fathers are like that, some mothers are like that. There are some of your children that will do some certain things. There is a particular child of yours that will do some things and seems to get away with it. That is, it's like they just cut your tongue. When it comes to that child, your tongue is not functioning. You don't cut them. You tend to show understanding with them all the time. Whereas if it is another child, you react so drastically. You react. You are very quick to react when the other child does it. But there is this particular child or children that do it and get away with it. And then the other ones start to take note. Why is it that, see, many of you parents will give, when your child says this to you, don't take it for granted. Why is it that whenever it's me, you always, case is always different? Why is that when my brother or my sister did this the other time, you didn't react the way you are reacting now? Eh? It is not nice. It is not nice. They will end up, when you don't score every child equally, you are doing nothing but creating disconnection between them. When you don't treat every child the same way, trust me, what you're doing, you are creating a disconnection between them. You might not be seeing it now because they are all still young and under your roof. Because trust me, they're going to go their different ways. You see that thing that you started, they will start manifesting. Let me pick this call. Hello?
Hello, co-sister.
Baby, do you know I'm live?
I didn't know. But I saw you online before, but I didn't know you. I was thinking you were gone.
Oh, I'm on live now.
Okay.
All right. So we'll talk to you. Okay, bye. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, these children go about taking this thing on board and start reacting on it. You understand? So please mind the way you teach your children. You don't want your children to grow, to be the likes of Messi Agbe and her sister. trying to destroy her mother, trying to burning down her mother's house and her mother, things that Messi Agbe did for the mother. The sister don't go burn her down. Say, if now this one, they make your head, they swell. If this is the reason why, I no longer mean anything to you, this is the reason why the rest children are now second best or even nothing to you. Let's just destroy it. If this is what it is. Never ever make your children play second fiddle to any other of your child. Make them feel important equally. Appreciate those who are doing well by encouraging them to do better and encouraging the rest children to understand that, okay, she's helping, he's helping, she ought to be respected for that. But hey, let there not be a situation where you not make it so obvious that that one is more important. Whenever an issue come, if you never talk, which you never talk, which nice, nothing they happen. Even when she is or he is the younger one in the family, until she talks, it should not happen because she's the one that you favor more, or is one that is favoring you more right now, or is the one that you see like, oh, this is my own, the one that you like so much, the one that you are drawn to. A lot of parents fall victim of this, not because that is what they want to do, but because they just do it subconsciously, not knowing what they are doing, all right? They just get drawn to this particular child. And for some of you, it's for different reasons. For those of you, children are grown already. Is either because maybe they are doing better in school than the rest of the children? They don't give you headache from school like the other, the other children do, or the other child does. Or maybe because they are the ones sending you money now, they are the one in a better position now where they can send you money. They are the one that have good job, good resources now that they can send you money. Because of that, the rest of them no matter again. The rest of them is you make them play second fiddle to the other one. It is not right. It is not good. Please, because you are going to be dead and gone. And your children will have nobody else but themselves. And the relationship you ended up creating between them is what is going to determine if the family is going to be united or not. If the family is going to turn out to be something that you've always wanted or not. You are always not going to be around. One thing you need to know is that no one lives forever. You give birth to your children, you nurture them, they grow to an extent, and then you exit. All right? Make sure that you start building the kind of relationship that you want for your children, now that they are still under your care. It starts from childhood, connecting them together, make them feel loved by each other. Let them always do things together. Stop segregating your children by making one feel more important than the other. Stop segregating your children by praising one too much over the other. Stop segregating between your children by favoring one over the other. Stop separating the unity between your children, causing problem between them by making one feel more valuable to each other, by failing to scold them the same way, equally. All right? Stop always letting one get away with everything because that is your favorite child. That's the one when they speak, they just melt your heart. They have a way, they just go around you, and even when you want to talk, you just end up smiling. Don't worry, I will talk to her later. She did this to me. Don't worry. I will talk to her later because she just have a special place in your heart. Stop giving your children the impression that you value one of them more than the rest. It doesn't matter what position they are. That one that did not bring good results from school, in fact, they need you too. All right? Stop praising them. Stop comparing your children to each other. Stop comparing them to each other. Stop making the one that is not doing very well right now, according to you, to your expectation, the one that is not meeting your expectation right now, stop making them feel like they are nobody, they are no do well, they are no good, the other one is better than them. Stop doing that. At the end of the day, you are the mother to all of them. You nurture all of them. It is your womb that gave birth to all of them. Treat them same way. Treat them same way in the essence that treating each and every one of them according to their personality. Relate with each and every one of them according to their personality. You understand? Love each and every one of them. Sometimes there might be some of them who are down self-esteemly, who are low in self-esteem and all of that. It is your duty as a mother to encourage them and not to talk them down furthermore. You understand? Don't talk them down furthermore, and don't take away the right to express themselves from them, because that's how you get to know how they feel inside. That's how you get to know what is going on with them inside. That's how you get to know how you can help them. That's how you get to know how to correct any impression. That's how you get the opportunity to correct any impression that they're starting to create in their head. Good evening to you too, Tiffany. You understand? It is very, very important. Stop favoring one over the other. Stop creating trouble between your children. Make them feel, let them be close to each other. Teach them to be connected. All right. There are some parents who, there are some of you, till now, your children, I'm talking to young mothers now, not even old mothers, they've already missed it. Old parents whose children are all grown and out of their house, parents whose children are all grown, are all adult now, or even gone past that teenage level where you cannot tell them come and sit at the table together to eat. I'm not talking to those ones, because those ones, they have missed it. They missed it already. But you see, for some of you who still have young children, learn to sit your children around the table to eat together. You understand? I dwelled on this topic for some time ago, some years ago. The use of dining table in the house. You understand? Dining table is not just for fancy alone. No, it's not for fancy. It's not to decorate your room. It's not to decorate your dining table space or your living room. It is to bond the family together. It is to dine together. Learn to encourage your children. You see, as they're small now, when you teach them from childhood, when they grow, they will always have that. Sometimes it might be difficult to them. They start breaking out. Always find that one opportunity. When you finish cooking, caution all of them, sit down and eat together. It does work. It does work. The reason why some siblings are still bonding to date, not minding jaga way up, because their parents taught them to eat in the same plate. They were taught to eat in the same tray. All right? They sit down together as family and eat from one plate. You understand? Now, you see this era, especially for those of you in the Western world, having your children to eat in the same plate, sometimes they will not. They don't like it. Sometimes they get disgusted with it, except it's finger food that they just have to be picking. Food like ogbono, where they have to dip their hand, lick their finger back into the dish. They don't like it. All these children born abroad, they will not do that with you. And you lick your finger, put them back again. It is okay. It is all right. Okay? But your dining table, is a way for you uniting them together as well. Always encourage your little ones, your little lads, your little girls, boys, your little children. See that age where they are 2 years, 3 years, where they cannot sit down by themselves and eat. Yeah? 4 years, 5 years till they become teen. Always make it a necessity when you cook. Don't just back up on the plate, give them, go and sit down, go and eat. Some will take it to their room, some on the floor, some on wherever. No. The reason why you have a dining table, why it is necessary to have your dining table at home, and the reason why you have your dining table is not of you to stock it with all manner of rubbish. Your dining table is not a storage space. It's a space for the family to sit together and eat. It is good. That is when it also helps them create bond. They discuss why they are eating. They, very important. It's family kind of reuniting the family. Always get your little ones, your little children to sit at the dining with their table, with their food on the table and eat. When they are of that age where they cannot sit and feed themselves, find a way to introduce them to sitting together around the dining and eat. And eat. You by yourself, sometimes sit down and eat with them. I know sometimes you get too busy as a mother. You just make the food for them. You are not, you don't have the time to even sit down and eat. But make out time once in a while, just sit with them at the table and eat and encourage them to eat. All right. Even me, my children, even as grown as they are, because taught them that way. There are sometimes you dish them the food, they just take it out, they want to go to their room. I will call them down. Oh, now bring that food down. Come down to the dining. To the dining. Say, Mom, I want to eat it in my room. No. To the dining. All of you to the dining now. Everybody to the dining. They are grown. There are some of them are adult. They know when I call and say to the dining, they know the reason why I do it. Everybody to the dining. Let's eat together as family. You understand? Sometimes they just want to take their food and oof. So now when I finish cooking, I'm calling everybody, yeah, come down, let's eat. They go, no, I'm not hungry yet. I'm not hungry. No, it's dinner time. It's dinner time. Everybody come down and take your food and straight to the dining. You understand? Create that bond. It does help. It does help. Very, very important. When a family who lives together, eats together, learn to pray together, trust me, not even the devil can break that bond in the family. All right, not even the devil can break it. When you learn to do things together from childhood, not when you're already grown, everybody just on their own. Very, very important. So I've pointed out some of the reasons why your children will end up resenting themselves if you don't start working on these reasons right now. For those who already miss it, that these things are already happening, look deep down. You started it from this whole thing. This is how it started happening. And for some of you who are going through this trouble with your siblings, if you think very well, you will notice that these things were there from onset. Favoritism. Your parents probably favor one child over you, especially that child now that you are finding it difficult to relate with. All right, that child that your sister, that your brother that you resented for God knows how long, and you're starting to wonder, why do I even resented him or her? Because your mother, your father made that feel so important over you that even she or him himself took it upon himself and started feeling like that, like she's too important or she's more better than you. All right, they start taking it upon their own self. It is there because your parents make it that way, and it got sink inside of you. There was never that unity. All right, there was never that unity from childhood because your parents segregated between the two of you. All right, segregated between both of you. If you can be honest with yourself, the reason why you are not happy with your family, why there is no unity between you and your siblings, all right, one of them is because your parents end up praising them always over you. Like you are not important, you are not doing well. They are the one that is doing well. And it got into their head and they started feeling that way. And then jealousy started coming in. You started jealousing them rather than appreciate their progress. You started jealousing their progress. Be honest with yourself. Rather than for you to appreciate their progress because they were always praised over you. Because they were always made to feel more important over you. It got into their head. They themselves started exhibiting such towards you, that they are more important than you, that they are better than you, all right? And then they start getting to you. You are starting to resent them. Rather for you to be happy over their progress, because it's in the family. When your sister progresses, it's supposed to be, pride on your side. You're supposed to be happy over it. But you are not happy. You are not happy because right from time, they've always make you see reasons why you can never be as good as her. They've always make you see reasons why you are way below his own standard and everything. It was there from the beginning. And she's been acting like that. And you that is acting like that, you you have been made to feel like you are more important than your siblings, all right? That thing was instilled into you that your progress, you no longer see it as my progress, not my family progress. You see it as your progress, as a yardstick to intimidate the rest. All right, to intimidate the rest. You know the reason why there is no good relationship between you and your siblings today. You know it's because they always feel like they made them feel more special than you. You were tagged as the black sheep of the family. And the rest of your siblings or your other brother or sister start to see you like that. The relationship was not there from the childhood. So it just because you were constantly seen as the black sheep, nobody was willing to help you. Because you were seen as the black sheep. Your parents contributed to that. They contributed to that a great deal. All right, if you can be honest with yourself, they contributed to that, and that's the reason you are the way you are with your sibling today, because the bond was never there. The bond was never there. Your parents were more closer to them than they were to you. They made you feel less important that they make her feel, and she took all that, or he took all that or on board, all right? You were constantly being compared to them. This happens when they start seeing you as the black sheep of the family, the one who is a never do well of the family, the one who always bring trouble to the family, the one who always bring wahala to the family. They start seeing you as a never do well, therefore comparing you to every other of your sibling, always constantly reminding you why you cannot be like them. Why is it difficult for you to be like them? That's how you grow. And the whole thing is stuck in your head. The relationship between you and your siblings now is a no good, something that is not good, something that is not good at all, because you were always made to feel less, and the rest of them started seeing you like that. Okay, they started seeing you like that. Why? Because your parents never pay attention to whatever it is that was going on in your head. They didn't pay attention to the trouble that you were feeling at a time. They didn't pay attention to what your mental state at a time, what is wrong with you, but rather they focus on the good that the other children were at a time or now. They focus on the goodness of the success of the other children, thereby beating you down all the time, calling you out on it, comparing you to them, while you can't just be like them. That's the reason you grow up resenting your brothers and your sister, why it looks like you all cannot just get along, why you are starting to resent, why you constantly resent or jealous your sibling over their success, where you should be happy for them, where you should be happy that the success is in the family. All right. And another thing that is because you feel like, oh, you were always the one that was always called at, the one that was always being scolded, the one that your family always scored over everything you do, but they don't score the fatal scored, especially when you already know that, okay, this particular child is being favored than me. Yeah, they feel she's better than every other person, he's better than every other person. Whenever she does wrong, nobody scored her. But when you do wrong, boom, ha! Constantly being scolded. All right. Constantly being scolded. Scolding a child over their wrong is not the issue. But when it now look like they are the only one you constantly scored, when others do the same thing, you don't emphasize on it or put in more energy the way you put into scolding them, calling them out. The others can just do it, or the other of your child can do it and get away with it. All right, it becomes problem for them. Okay, it becomes problem for them. So always find a way. Make sure, look into your circle, your family, the way you are raising your children. Are these things there? And see, all of your children will not do well. It's not all of them that's going to be a what's it called? That's going to have all their marks, distinction in class. All right. But you as a parent, how you handle it matters a lot. Okay, how you handle it matters a lot. Be there to render help. Be there to render support. Be there to be there for the child that needs to be there. But be careful not to start to make other children feel less important. Be careful not to make the other of your children feel like value or appreciate other children more than them. Do you understand? I hope you're understanding what I've said so far. And I don't want this broadcast to stay for too long. So yes, look, and most of you can attest with what is going on in your family. You can attest with what you are going through with your siblings, that it started right from the root. It started from childhood. It started from there. You are doing it, you are not knowing. You're constantly praising one child over the rest. You are not even you are not even cautious of it. You're constantly professing how gorgeous, how handsome, how beautiful one child is over the others. You don't even know. And the others, they are listening. They are getting jealous. They are becoming insecure of their body because of the way you constantly praise one child over them. This one, my pikin. This one fine. Now, if I pass all of them, he's the most beautiful more than the rest. She's very beautiful. He's not like the rest. Blah, 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 blah. My most beautiful child. You can praise your child to boost their confidence to their ear, but hey, be careful the way you do it to the hearing of the rest. All right? Be careful the way you make the rest feel around that child. And be careful the way you praise a particular child over their features and all that, so that their head will not become too swollen and start looking down on the rest children. Be there for all your children the same way. And when I mean the same way, whatever each of them is going through differently at a different time, try your best to be there for each and every one of them. Never ever beat one down over another. In other words, never ever compare one to another. Never ever make one feel less than the other. Do not make the mistake of, picking one over every other one of them. It is not good. It is not good. It is not good, because it will get to a point. There are some of you parents who you can't just help it but exhibit your irritation towards a particular child, that you get agitated over whatever they do. Yes, some of you are like that. You get easily sensitive and agitated over whatever actions they exhibit. Whatever thing they do, you easily get provoked. The way you talk to them, when you are talking to other children, your voice is calm. When you're talking to this particular child, your voice is like, whoa, 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 whoa. Be careful and avoid. Build a relationship with all your children, not necessarily just one of them. Be in the habit of having a good relationship with all of your children, not just one. Even especially that one that seems to be giving you headache, that one that seems to give you trouble most of the time. That one, see, they will grow to an extent, they will grow out of those things. But hey, build a relationship with them. Don't just write them off. Do not write them off. Do not just push them to the corner. You rather not deal with their issue. So for you not to want to deal with their issue, you tend to just push them to the corner. You push them to the corner of you just put them to one corner. You don't want to deal with their issue, because they constantly give you trouble. But trust me, as a parent, I'm telling you, see, even that one child that give you trouble all the time, do your best to have a good relationship with them. Show them that you love them, not necessarily, making them feel more like they deserve your time more than the rest family, but more than the rest children, but still, do not make them feel less or like the black sheep of the family. Things like this create problems. All right. Never ever be in the habit. Do not be in the habit of favoring one child over the rest. Don't do it. Don't do it, because when you do that, you are destroying your family tree. When you do that, you are putting down a very wrong and terrible legacy for the children. When you do that, you end up destroying the bond between them even before it's built. All right, you are destroying the bond between these children. You might not know, but they start taking it out on each other. Let them not be able to pinpoint that this is my father's favorite or this is my mother's favorite. Let them all be your favorite. Yes, it is hard for some of you to do that. Say, this my child is just nice to me every time. Hey, follow that your child that is nice to you nicely, and follow the one that you feel like is not nice to you nicely as a parent as well. Very important. Don't create something that will end up making them resent each other. All right. And I'm going to stop this topic here today, and I'm going to give 3 minutes. 3 minutes for any question. If you have any question, please pop it up. There is no class without chance for questions. If there's any questions you want to raise, if you're on YouTube, you want to raise any questions, please don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. If you're watching me on Facebook, please just take a minute, go to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, BNB TV, and just subscribe. And God bless you for doing that. All right, subscribe and share our video. Give our videos thumbs up on YouTube, and here on Facebook, please follow if you have not followed yet. Like this page, and of course on YouTube, click on getting notification bell so you get notified whenever we are live. All right, our YouTube has been like dormant for God knows how long. We're trying to build it back. Please be part of it. Okay, be part of it. And God bless you for all you have done. God, Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. 3 minutes question. All right. If you have any question, I'm going to be reading a few comments now. If you have any question, please bring it up. Okay. Okay. Now. Come up with any question, guys. All right. Come up with any question. And remember, this platform is a learning platform. It's not please edit your topic. You wrote patent. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I'll edit that. I'll edit that when I'm done. Thank you very much, Unbreakable Josie Liberty. I will edit that when I'm done. That must be a typographical error. Okay. I'll put it, I'll edit that once I'm done with this broadcast. Let me see if I can do it here now. Okay. Let me see if I can do it here now. And okay. All right. Okay. Edit post. Yes, that's right. Patience. I'm going to edit it now. Oh my goodness. It's parent I want to write, not patient. Parent. Okay. That's edited. Done. Okay. That's edited now. I just edited it. I hope it's edited here already. So please, thank you very much for bringing my attention to that. And is there any question? Any question you want to ask? Okay, B&B, what do you think of this? B&B, this is what I'm going through right now. B&B, what about this? What about that? How do I deal with this? You know, what about this? What about that? Come on, any question? 2 minutes. Over, I said 3 minutes. 2 minutes is gone already since I said it. Another 2 minutes and then we are out of here. 2 minutes. Any questions, please? Any question? Come up with any question. Don't be too shy to ask any question, okay? Just come up with any question and say it, all right? Come up with any question. Your child, okay, I have a child who is very needy. I have a child who is very who just take my time away from every other child, blah, 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 blah. How do I do that to make sure, blah, 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 the other children do not feel a certain way? Come up, any question you want to pop up. And if you feel like, oh no, I don't want to ask my question here, it's a public place, you can come to my inbox, you can come to my WhatsApp. The number to call or to text is there on top of this video. Just come up with your question. I do have a lot of that all the time, especially on WhatsApp, okay? I do have a lot of you calling me after my topic, oh, B&B, that topic is like you were talking to me, blah, 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 look at this, look at this. You are free to do so. I know some of you are not just that, I don't want to say it, people will know it's me, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to write it down so that people don't start taking it and using it against me. You can come to my inbox. Here is the platform where we show understanding to each other, all right? It's not about the numbers. We've never been about numbers, but we are about the souls, the people who we are able to touch, to reach, okay? I love you and God bless you as you share. In the absence of no question, I like to call it a day now. God bless you for tuning in, and watch out for my next video, please. Watch out for my next video, and please do me the favor to share, okay? God bless you and bye for now. Oviedo Bataki, love you, love you, love you, and God bless you for doing so, okay? Bye for now. And YouTubers, love you for tuning in, and see you again when I see you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Who is in the